is it, how do I'm live. Oh, I'm live in a minute. Does it still say private? So I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to find me because I had to um, start all over again. So everything seems very cloudy, and I'm not sure why that is either. Um, so we are all good. So, did anybody find me? Oh, oh, oh. This keeps sliding out of the way. Let's see if I can make that better. Okay. Well, shoot. Okay, that's not going to work. Gotta put something here to stop it from sliding. Maybe that will work. Okay. So, hi everybody. I'm here. I hope that everybody's finding me. I don't know. So, now I'm going to have to do the whole thing in my glasses so I can read. Can see and hear you in South Korea. Hi, Texas. Love from Maine. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to have to leave my glasses on so that I can read the comments that are coming up. So that's cool. That's all right. It's no secret that I wear reading glasses. So I wanted to introduce myself in case you just happen to come on and see this and you've never seen any of my other videos or know me from Instagram or Facebook or, being my friend, whatever, if you just happen upon this video. My name is Amy Perrin. I am 71 years old and I am a carnivore. I eat a carnivore diet. I have eaten a carnivore diet for the last 7 years. So started in 2018, and I have many videos on my YouTube channel all about my carnivore diet, and I share a lot on Instagram too. Now, I've had type 1 diabetes since 1971, so it's going to be 55 years in a couple of months. And I have been trying different diets to see which one works the best to manage my type 1 diabetes and possibly heal it. So, if I try a diet and I get to take less insulin because of the diet, then I stay on it for a while to see how it goes and to see if my health improves. And I have a few other health issues that I'll probably talk about a little bit later. But I wanted to get on today because it's the end of the year. Excuse me. It's the end of the year. The first is Thursday, so that's in 5 days. And January is World Carnivore Month. It was named World Carnivore Month by Shawn Baker, who kind of restarted the carnivore diet. And he wrote a book, and he was the first one out speaking really loud and clearly about the carnivore diet. It's been around since the beginning of time, because when you're out in the wild and you got to feed your tribe, about the only thing you can find is animals to eat. So we've been eating them from day one. And back when Sean Baker started doing the carnivore diet, he found a group of carnivores that were calling themselves zero carbers. They called it the zero carb life, and they were on a forum before we had Facebook. It was, pre-Facebook. They were on a zeroing in on health um, forum where they all got together and talked about eating beef, salt, and water, basically. And it was a lot of people that are still in the space now. Charles Washington was the moderator of that group, and there were people in that group like Joe and Charlene Anderson, Kelly Hogan, Lisa Wiedemann, anyway, a whole lot of others. I'm forgetting someone I wanted to mention. Dana Spencer. Anyway, a whole lot of people that I discovered. I actually discovered carnivore or zero carb back in 2010 after I had done the raw vegan diet from 2003 to 2010. We were going to try to go on the keto diet, and I was just doing research on different things, diets, and I was basically researching the keto diet, and I found that forum, and basically I was just too chicken to try it, but I found it, and I read everybody's stories and thought it was fascinating, but I guess, like I said, I was just too chicken to start. So we went keto for 8 years, and then it was time to go carnivore. And that's basically a rundown, the quick version of how I got to carnivore. And basically, I wanted to go to carnivore to heal type 1 diabetes. And I was okay if it didn't heal because I'd had it for so long, it was no big deal. But I thought that if it was the best diet and it was going to make me the healthiest that I could be, whether I healed or not, that was the diet for me. So now, got back to where I started. January is World Carnivore Month, and a whole lot of people are going to do the lion diet for that month. Just as like we all do carnivore every day anyway. So we want to do something different, even like more carnivore. So we're doing the lion diet. So I'm here today to talk about what is the lion diet and why and how. So that's my job today. So what is the lion diet? So the lion diet is eating a diet of ruminant animals only. So basically, you could do beef, salt, and water. I usually do beef and lamb because they're the easiest to get locally. Some people do beef, lamb, goat. It depends on where you live, what you can get, but any kind of a ruminant animal. Now, the ruminant animal, what is that? A ruminant animal is an animal that eats grass for their food. They have a many chambered stomachs, and they are not a one stomach creature. And they eat grass, and that's what a ruminant animal is. They ruminate on their food. They chew it, and they chew it, and they chew it. And that's, I just saw some comments, and then they disappeared. So wonder where the comments are. Wonder why I'm not getting the comments. Yeah, I don't know why the comments are not coming up, but I would like them to. Hello? Live chat. I don't see the live chat. Here we are. Yay! Okay. All right, so now I can see the comments. Hello, Anjali, and they must just they disappear. Um, okay, so where was I? Okay, so for 1 month we're gonna eat ruminant animals. So I'm basically gonna eat beef and lamb and water, nothing else. And you might ask, why would you do that? So basically, my version, or most people's version of the carnivore diet, is to eat any kind of animal you want. A lot of people eat a lot of seafood, some people don't. I usually eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and occasional cheese and other animal products. Um, it is so weird to not be able to see. No. We are gonna, all messages are, where is it though? Um, so I've been eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I will tell you the history of me doing the Lion Diet. The first time I tried it, maybe I should back up to why would somebody do this? Why would somebody do this? I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing in ruminant animals that could possibly be irritating or inflammatory. Sometimes people are allergic to eggs. A lot of times people are allergic to dairy. There are actual allergens in eggs and in dairy, and there's no allergens in beef or lamb. So that's why people choose to do the Lion Diet, because if you have a health issue that is caused from inflammation or an allergen or a toxin that's naturally in other, even carnivore foods, then you want to go all ruminant animals and your health will improve. Now, it's a good test to see if you need to stay on the Lion Diet. If you try it for a month, then you'll see if your health improves, you might want to stay on it for a while, right? Okay, so I did the Lion Diet the first time I did it. I was trying, I'll tell you a little story. So there's this woman, her name is Rachel Chalmers. I have not interviewed her yet. I should do that. She lives in New Zealand, and she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. All right, learn more. I don't know why this keeps coming up. No, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Hopefully. Okay. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. She took insulin for 13 years. She heard about the carnivore diet, and she did the Lion Diet of fatty meat for, I don't know why the chat's not coming up. Okay, maybe just nobody's else chatted. She did the Lion Diet, fatty meat, for 5 months, and she didn't need any more insulin. So, and this has been about 6 years ago that I first found out about her, and she's still healthy and well with no, no diabetes and doesn't have to take insulin. So she was like my model. She was like my, what is going on? Why is it doing this? I'm sorry. Learn more. I don't know what, I'm not sure why we would do that. Okay. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I was trying to do the Lion diet of fatty beef for 5 months at least to see if I'd be able to get off of insulin. So the first time I did it was in 2020, and I did it July, August, September, 3 months, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I went back to beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and dairy. And I stayed on that, and then I did it again, I believe, in 2023 for nearly 4 months, 3.5 months. Same thing. Well, what happens when I'm on the Lion diet is that I need less and less insulin. And I did get my insulin down to about, normally on the carnivore diet, I take 10 to 12 units of insulin a day, which is not very much compared to other type 1 diabetics, because I've been on a health journey for so long. So what happens is I am able to take much less insulin. The first time I did it, I went down to only 6 units. So I halved my need for insulin. But I wasn't able to stay on it just because I missed bacon and eggs too much. I mean, it's silly, but that's the truth. So I did it again for 3 months or 3.5 months. And I believe it was 2023. And then in 2024, I did it for 1 month, but I did it differently. I did it with broth and meat cooked in broth, and I couldn't stay on it. So anyway, I am going to, hi Amy, hi Nikki, I'm sorry I had to switch. I'm glad you found me. I hope other people can find me. Let's see, what was I saying? It's so funny. Well, anyway, I'm going to do it for January, and I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it or not. It depends on my results. So how can it benefit you? I kind of already talked about this. How can it benefit you? But say you've been carnivore, right? But you still have something that's not quite right. Maybe you have allergies that haven't gone completely away, or maybe you have a skin issue that hasn't gone completely away, or maybe you still have ringing in your ears, or maybe, like me, I have this stupid knuckle right here, well, this lovely knuckle right here that gets filled with inflammation. Now, when I say I'm carnivore, and I'm 100% sure I never cheat, but there are a few things that I allow, which one is decaf coffee occasionally, and a few different kinds of tea. Sometimes it's herb tea, and sometimes it's like white tea or yerba mate, like the weaker of the tea, and that will inflame my finger. And my main complication from type 1 diabetes is my hands. So I have Dupuytren contracture. They don't open any farther than that. They've got, the tendons are stiffened, and so that's one thing I would like to improve besides this finger. What else do I want to improve? I want to improve it's called senile purpura. I have it on my hands. It's common in old people. So it started when I was 70. So I'm actually hoping that goes away. It's just weak blood vessels when you get older and thin skin. And my skin is very thin, and if I bump it kind of hard, the skin just kind of breaks open and bleeds a lot. And that's another old people thing. Okay, I think that means that I'm gonna use beef gelatin. So I've got this nice Vital Proteins beef gelatin that I'm gonna consume. I'm not going to make jello out of it because I can't, I'm on beef, lamb, and water. So it's just going to be either put in hot water. I drink hot water when I'm on the Lion diet. I drink hot water in the mornings with my breakfast. So I'm going to be drinking that to improve, so it's collagen. But people that have this condition of my hands are supposed to stay away from collagen. So it will be an experiment because supposedly this is a condition of too much collagen. We don't know. It's all a mystery. So it's worth a try. I like to do experiments. So I've done a lot of experiments while I've been on the carnivore diet. So that's just what I do. All right, the other thing, another packaged food that I'm going to be using is this freeze-dried beef suet. I know, I'm going to eat some to show you how. It tastes worse than wax. But you can use it to cook with. It melts in your pan. So I don't really have any tallow. All the tallow I have right now is used for putting on my skin. So it's little pieces like this. You can actually eat it. It's not very good. It's better if you put salt on it or you cook with it. And it's fine like that. I'm not going to eat it because I make ugly faces when I eat it. But I'm going to use those two things while I do. It's going to be exciting, right? The Lion diet. Okay, so I got this. I won this one night in the Steak and Butter Gang. So they're a great group. If you are interested in joining groups, they're a good group. Also, I'm in the Kilt's Mighty Tribe that's on Mighty Networks. They're also a wonderful group. And I got my coach certification, keto carnivore coach certification through Dr. Kilt's Health. So they are awesome, wonderful, and they teach coaching. So you can get certified through them. So that's awesome, and they're a great group. And we actually have a group on the Kilt's Mighty Tribe. All you have to do is download Mighty Networks. It's an app, and then you can look up like Kilt's Mighty Tribe on the Mighty Networks app, and you can find them and you can join for free. So we have a group in that group within that Kilt's Mighty Tribe that is January. What's it called? Somebody tell me. January Lion group, something like that. You can find it. Just look under groups, so it's there. Okay, so we kind of went over how can it benefit you. Like I was saying, if you have anything at all, any health issue at all, even like your brain doesn't work right, or you want to be less anxious, those kind of things, if it hasn't gone away on carnivore, on basic carnivore, the Lion diet might really be a good try. That's why we encourage people to start in January. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution, but it's just like, it's fun to see if you can get even healthier. Because most people start carnivore and they feel so much better that they think it's like a miracle. And so many things clear up. And then after a few years, you're like, well, I still have this, whatever this is. Like my hands. I still have my hands. And I have dry eyes, but that's because I'm 71 too. Those are my only issues at all. Let's see. I think there's one more thing. That's about it. Unless you want to count my wrinkles, but I don't think my wrinkles are going to go away just because I do the Lion diet. I don't know. But I feel great. I feel good enough to exercise every day. I feel amazing. All kinds of issues have cleared up. by doing the carnivore diet, but I have these things with my hands and the skin. Oh, my fingernails like break a lot. So and all of those things seem to point to I need more collagen. You can get collagen from um, bone broth, so I might be making some bone broth. As long as the bones have a lot of collagen attached to them and in them. Or like I said, I'm going to do the beef gelatin and make sure that I have plenty of tallow, because one thing about the carnivore diet is that it's a ketogenic diet. And sometimes if I have to eat, everybody has a different level of how they get into nutritional ketosis. Some people do not have to eat high fat to get into nutritional ketosis. I do. Um, I'm not eating any carbs at all, but I might have like 0.5 or point. Yesterday I did 0.9, of my ketones. And I'm gonna check while we're talking what my ketones are. This is a lot of people have what's called the Keto Mojo. I have the Precision Extra. It's a glucose and ketone meter, but I have my glucose on a CGM on the Dexcom G7, and I also have a meter from Walmart. So I just do the ketones on this Precision Extra. Oh, this is kind of funny. The other day I tested my ketones and they were 3.4, which is a really good. So y'all can't even see what I'm doing. I'm getting blood so I can do my ketone. I can test my ketones. Okay, it's counting down from 10. It has to count down from 10. My glucose meter only has to count down from 5. 2.3. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I ate brisket for lunch. So says video is private. How do I make the video not private? I don't know. I don't know what to do for that. But I got other people that got in. You might have to look and see if I'm live. Go to my channel, go to Brisket Boomers, and just check on live. I don't know. 2.3. Now, that's another thing I want to talk about when you do Lion Diet. So I do this anyway. I write down everything because I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm dealing with having to take insulin, knowing what my blood sugars are, knowing what I ate or what I eat, and all that kind of stuff. I also write down when I test my ketones. What did they say? 2.3. I don't test my ketones maybe once a day, every now and then. I don't always check them. I kind of check them when I think about it, because it's not as important as my blood sugar. I mean, basically, I need to know what my blood sugar is 24/7. So, there's that. Now, I wanted to talk about how to do the Lion Diet. So, basically, I bought a big brisket, the whole thing, at Walmart the other day. Was 13 pounds, so I brought it home and I cut it up into 4 roasts, and I put 3 of them in my freezer right there, and I cooked the first one. So I'll be eating brisket. I had brisket for lunch today. It's very delicious and fatty. Then I will buy other cheap cuts of meat. I eat burger. I will eat burger. I might buy myself some beef bacon. I did it the last time I did the Lion Diet. It's hard to find locally for me. It's easy to find in Brooklyn where my son lives. Every little bodega has beef bacon. Um, you can also order it on Amazon. Did you know that? You have to order 6, so it's not cheap. But it's called Godshall, I think, bacon. And I might be saying it wrong, but yeah. And basically that's what I'm going to be doing. I drink hot water with my breakfast, or hot water whenever I want a hot drink. I like it. It's good. I do it in the evening when I'm sitting in my chair reading. More hot water. It's great. Right now I'm drinking cold water. Okay. What else? Oh, I know. Beef fat. So you can actually go to your butcher, even the butcher that's in the back of the store, just your regular grocery store. We have Hannaford here, we have Shaw's. We have a butcher shop called Borg's. Wherever they sell meat, you have to talk to the butcher a day ahead of time. I usually get them on the phone, and I ask, can I order some beef fat trimmings? And they said, yes. How many would you like? Say, I would like 5 pounds. They said, okay, name. And I give them my name, Amy. And they said, okay, it'll be ready tomorrow. So I go to the store the next day and I pick up my beef fat trimmings. It's usually like $1.99 a pound or $1.69 a pound, something like that. Now, you got this huge thing of 5 pounds of beef fat trimmings. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they have a lot of gristle and even meat attached to them. It depends on, some stores are better than other stores. But what you do is you put it in like pound size containers and put most of them in the fridge. You have one in your freezer, and you have one in your fridge, because they will go bad and they get gross and you don't want to lose them because you bought them. So then you cut them up, and you either you can fry them bite-sized pieces in the in your skillet, or bite-sized pieces in your air fryer. An air fryer, it's really good. I don't even use my air fryer to cook much with. I cook bacon in my air fryer and beef fat trimmings. And I only eat beef fat trimmings when I'm doing the Lion diet. They're very tasty. You salt them a little bit. They're kind of like carnivore popcorn. They're very good. So that's what I do on the Lion diet. Now, what am I expecting? And like we talked before about what can you expect? Anything that is caused from inflammation might get better. I'm thinking the first thing that's going to happen is this finger won't hurt anymore. Maybe I won't bruise anymore. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe my skin will get thicker. I don't know. See, I have a Band-Aid because I bumped myself and it bled. It's crazy. What else can I expect? Oh, what I will expect is that I will be able to use less insulin. Is anybody else chatting? Because I can't seem to. Oh, hi, Thomas. So some people are finding me. I don't know what happened, and I don't know why the chat, it just keeps disappearing. But I still have things to learn about doing YouTube. So, I don't know. Well, so anyway, my insulin requirements will go down on the Lion diet. And that is my biggest reasons for doing it. I really like to see how far it can go down. And I'm not truly, like, I've known a lot of type 2 diabetics who have completely been able to go off all their medication and have really good blood sugars. And I've heard people talk about their A1C was 13 and now it's 4.8, stuff like that, you know. So that's really cool for type 2 diabetics. Type 1 diabetics is different. Like, I only know the one. Actually, there are quite a few in some of my Facebook groups. There's a Facebook group called Healing Type 1 Diabetes. And many people in that group have children who they've put on a carnivore diet and they've been able to not have to take insulin. There's a few people who were diagnosed with LADA, which is latent autoimmune diabetes of adults. So it's, you're older, you're past 30, and you have a combination. It's like also called diabetes type 1.5. You have a combination of type 1 and type 2. And some of those people have been able to get off of all their insulin too, with a strict carnivore diet. And usually when people talk about carnivore, they said, well, I'm on a really strict carnivore diet. Usually what that means is they're on the lion diet and they're eating beef, salt, and water. So there's a lot of people who have been on the carnivore diet who only have eaten beef, salt, and water. Like some of the people that were in that early group that I was talking about earlier, a lot of them were doing the beef, salt, and water diet. They didn't, it wasn't named carnivore until much later. And it was named zero carb, but not everybody called it zero carb. And some people just called it beef, salt, and water. That's what I eat. That's my diet, beef, salt, and water. So anyway, I wish there were more people here so they could ask me questions, and I'm not really sure why, why, and I can only keep going for, I don't know. Oh, how far do you think it will go down? How far? Oh, come on. It disappears. I don't know why it disappears. How far down do you think it will go? How far has it gone down in the past? And what are the numbers you expect? Thank you, Anjali. Well, like I said, my insulin requirements are right now 10 to 12 units a day. And the first time I did the lion diet, I got it down to 6 units, which was remarkable. So I expect it to do that again, at least, and maybe more. If I can stay on it longer, it might go down to 4. It might go down to nothing. Who knows? I don't know. So in type 1 diabetes, and I'll do a refresher of this because sometimes it's good as a review for people who think they know what it is or who might not understand what it is. The difference with type 2 diabetes is usually people who are older, but I hear more and more people getting it in their 20s and 30s, but they get it because their cells are insulin resistant and the insulin can't get into their cells, and with a change in diet they can get better and it can go away. But it takes a lot of effort, and there's a lot of carnivores who are able to get rid of their type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is when something I'll keep seeing messages on my new iPad. Type 1 diabetes is when the beta cells have died from some kind of autoimmune attack, a virus, or a toxin. And I've heard it from environmental toxins, I've heard it from vaccines. There's quite a few people who have gotten type 1 diabetes. I don't exactly know why I got it. I think it was from taking tetracycline, which is a strong antibiotic for acne, when I was 15. I took it for a year, and then I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So it might have caused it, might have not, I don't know. I also had a lot of medical interventions when I was younger, lots of operations, took a lot of medicine. My sister said I was a sickly child. I guess I was. I'm not anymore. So I'm very healthy, even though I have type 1 diabetes. So there have been a lot of experiments on the beta cells that produce insulin that some scientists say they can be regenerated. And that's what they hope for when they're looking for a cure, to turn these dead or almost dead beta cells back to being living insulin producing cells. So that's the wish. That's the wish. But I'm not hung up on it, because I want to be happy whether it's my beta cells can make insulin or not. But anybody who has any kind of issues that have not been able to be, oh, there's my blood sugar, making an alarm. I keep having to okay. So I think that this is about all I wanted to say about the Lion Diet, and I have talked. That is the alarm for this thing, which is stuck in my arm. It's not actually testing my blood sugar, it's testing the interstitial fluid, the fluid between your cells, and it's telling me that my blood sugar is 130, and I probably ought to take some insulin, but it may have just been a timing thing. Maybe I'll take a half a unit of insulin while you can watch me. And I have a syringe right here. I don't have a pump. I have a syringe and a vial of insulin. A lot of type 1 diabetics use pumps. I like to use a syringe, and this is how I do it every time. And when my blood sugar is high and I have to take insulin for that, I do it in my deltoid muscle, because it gets into the bloodstream faster that way. So I use the R insulin, which is an old-fashioned insulin for my food or correcting my blood sugar. It is slower than, guess they can't get in. I don't know why, because I'm right here. Still says it's not over. Dang. You gotta go to, can somebody who's on here, Thomas, can you tell them can you get the link, can you share the link on the Kilts Mighty Tribe, our WhatsApp group. Can you share the link on our WhatsApp group, Thomas, please? Anyway, I use R insulin because it matches it's slower and longer. Oh good, Nikki's showing them. And then also which is my basal or background insulin. Now, what I want to talk about next, because I've already kind of covered the whole And I carry it in this cute little purse. Isn't that adorable? It's a little leather purse I got on Etsy. Okay. And those are available at Walmart for $25 for each vial. And they work really well for me. I want to talk about my group because that was somebody, I just saw a message from my WhatsApp group. I do group coaching for my group it's by the month. And we have a group that we do a Zoom call once a week, and we have a WhatsApp group. Yay! We have a WhatsApp group where we share stuff all day long, every day, yeah, so we do a Zoom on Thursday nights. I can change it if Thursday doesn't work for people, but we have a new group forming in January, and we have a lot of fun in our Zoom call, but we support each other and we help each other, and several of us are doing the Lion Diet together. So that's really cool, and we can support each other while we do that. Now I have another group like I told you before, in the Kilts Mighty Tribe, that we have a group there, and they, we're doing the Lion Diet together. So there's all kinds of groups doing it for, like I told you, doing it for this January. See, he's yelling at me again. That is why I didn't want to do it on my phone. I've done all my other, one time I did a YouTube using my phone, and the alarm went off and it threw me off. And so I talked for like 25-30 minutes and it wasn't recording anymore. Hi Aaron. And I think Julie got in too. They're from the group, we were all coaches together. We trained under Dr. Nelson and in the Kilts Health group. So we have a WhatsApp group there. And I love WhatsApp. It's awesome. We've gotten really close, and it's awesome. So yeah. So what else can I talk about? Because I've already talked about the Lion Diet and how we're all going to do it and how I'm going to do it. I could just go over it again, because there's all kind of new people have finally found me, and I'm pretty much finished. I'll just review what I talked about. So I talked about that the Lion Diet is eating ruminant animals, and a ruminant animal is an animal that grazes on grass, and that's all they eat. And so the animals that you could eat when you're on the Lion Diet is like beef, lamb, venison, elk, goat. Anybody have any other ideas? Let's think. Well, anyway, and so the next question, then we talked about why would you want to do this? What would be the benefit of the Lion Diet, of eating? And I'm probably going to be eating beef and lamb. And the benefits that I expect is that beef and lamb have nothing in them that can be inflammatory. Eggs can be inflammatory for some people. Even chicken and pork can be inflammatory for some people. Dairy can definitely be inflammatory for some people. So if you want to heal things that you haven't been able to already heal on carnivore, you do the Lion Diet. So I went over that, and what will it personally benefit me is I'll be able to take less insulin. And why I think that's good, it's just good to have less insulin circulating in your body, um, as all of the metabolic doctors will tell you. Um, yes, some people can eat pastured pigs, but even though pigs still have a one-chamber stomach, so they still can be inflammatory even if they're pastured. Um, and a lot of farmers raise their pigs on like acorns, and pigs will eat grubs and things they find in the forest. They're like forest pigs. And I have looked into this, and how obviously they would be healthier than pigs that you eat that are fed, you know, day old bakery things. I mean, that's what some pigs are fed. So, um, yes, they would be better. I don't know why my message is going. Yes, moose, definitely. Um, yeah, pigs would still not be ruminant animals, because even if they're only fed plants, because they have to have a multiple stomach. All the other ruminants, and they have a rumen that helps digest the grass. The grass has several stages of digestion in the different chambers, and so you know, you ever heard of chewing, ruminating, like when you have a thought that you can't stop thinking about, and it's called ruminating. Well, that's what or a cow chewing its cud. They chew it over and over again. They swallow it. It gets digested a little bit. Then it comes back up and they chew it some more. Yeah, that's pretty much what. And so what they do is they take these. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's okay. It's not. It's just a little bit high. That's the alarm for this thing. Okay. So, like I said, if you have something that you're trying to heal, and I showed all my stuff, my little finger here gets inflamed if I drink tea or coffee, my hands the tendons are hardened, those things, and the um, red bruises that I get on my arms and hands, and thin skin that gets, if I bump it, it breaks open. Those are the kind of things I would like to heal on the Lion diet. I also like to, I'll be able to take much less insulin. I said that already. I'm going to add beef gelatin because it's high in collagen. And yes, pastured pork does taste way better. And I'm sure it's better for you, but it's still not a ruminant animal. So, that's okay. What can you eat? And yes, Nikki, my body loves lamb too. My pocketbook doesn't love lamb. So yeah, I might buy some lamb. I love lamb. I can tell the difference, and I think that might be why I had better results the first time I did the Lion diet for 3 months back in 2020, when I did it for 3 months from July through September. I got my insulin down to 6 units of insulin. It was like crazy. And I think it's because I ate a lot of lamb. And lamb has more omega-3s in it, and it is, it's a lot of people do better on lamb. So I'm also going to be using this organic beef suet, freeze-dried beef suet to cook in. You can eat it, but it does not taste very good. Some people love it. I don't know. But you can put it in a pan and it will melt and you can cook with it. So because I have saved bacon grease a lot all over in, all over my fridge or my counter, but I'm not going to be able to use bacon grease to cook with. So I'm going to be using the tallow. So you guys, I think, what did I have? Oh, so I'll be buying beef fat from the butchers, beef fat trimming. I don't know if they do. I mean, this ships from Australia, so I would imagine that they ship to Canada, because they ship here and it's from Australia. Beef fat trimmings for like a side dish, and I'll be eating lots of brisket. I'll be eating lots of burger. I'll be eating chuck roast if the price comes down, and I'm gonna probably I'll probably will buy some beef bacon. It's certainly not the same as pork bacon, but it is pretty good, and it kind of feels like bacon. But so you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for everybody who could come. I hope you get to, since you had to come late, I hope you listened to the first part of the video that had more information in it. And I think that I'm going to go, and I hope that I will come back and do another video like halfway through the month and stuff like that, so that I'll report back to see let you know how I'm doing on the Lion diet and how much I was able to reduce my insulin or have any other results. And you can always message me, or you can join my group coaching group. If you leave me a message, I can set you up. It's very low cost, and I'd love to have people in my group. And here's another alarm. I should have turned that off. I could have turned the alarms off. Okay, everybody. I hope to see you in my group. Let me know if you'd like to join. And like I end all my reels on Instagram. Be good, eat beef, and love everybody. Okay, bye-bye.